Welcome, everyone, to the Woodbridge Channel's coverage of the 40th Annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. I'm Craig Coughlin. I'll be joined by my colleague Jim Durick as the Irish community of Woodbridge comes out to celebrate. Jim, it's a beautiful day, and it's going to be a great parade.
Absolutely beautiful day. And Craig, you know, we've done this for a number of years where we're pretty much freezing sitting on top of that scaffold. But a day like today, the sun is out. It's about 50 degrees. I haven't seen a turnout like this in years. We usually have a pretty good turnout. You're going to get a chance to see all our honorees, the Grand Marshal, Irish Man of the Year, some of our elected officials, etc. It's going to be a great day.
There's 22 units, of course. All of the folks, the whole entire Woodbridge community comes out to celebrate. We've got some great honorees. It's going to be a great day. If you'll see later on, as you look up the street, folks, that it is just Main Street is just crowded. There's pent-up demand, and everybody's eager for it to be spring.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A perfect day for a parade.
Now, you've been the parade chairman of this. A lot of work goes into this, right? How long has this been in the making?
They would start typically at the beginning of September. A lot of fundraising goes on. There's a lot of money actually to put this parade on the street here in Woodbridge. And it's all done by the American Irish Association, and in particular the parade committee. And this year the parade chairman was Kenny Gardner. Barbara Thompson was his vice chair. But it really is an effort of the whole committee. They do a terrific job. And congratulations.
All right.
In advance.
So the parade is just about to begin. We'll be with you for the start in just a few minutes. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jim Durick, and on behalf of Channel 35, the Township of Woodbridge, I would like to welcome you to the 40th St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Woodbridge that is sponsored like it is every year for the past 39 years by the American Irish Association of Woodbridge Township.
Color Guard, Commandant Walter Wells, Color Guard Captain Kelly Terror.
Coming into view are the Marine Corps Color Guard.
They are active in men and veteran affairs, Boy Scouts, Wounded Warriors, and Scholarship Awards. They have won many Best Senior Color Guard awards, and you can see why. Central Jersey Leathernecks.
And our parade every year is preceded by the Color Guard, the Central Jersey Leatherneck Color Guard.
Next up, American flag, Old Glory, carried by the Woodbridge High School.
Here comes the American Irish float this year. Nope, sorry, that was the Marine Corps.
Isn't that impressive? You guys are glad it's not windy today, huh? Good job, good job.
We have the American flag that is being carried by the Woodbridge High School football players. Looking good, guys. I think that's actually a new unit this year. I don't recall it years past, at least the flag being carried by the Woodbridge High School football players. Woodbridge High School being one of 3 high schools here in the township, in addition to Kennedy High School and Colonia High School.
First, the many pipe bands that you're going to hear today. The pipe majors, Colin Duffy. They were the best band at Mount Holly and
There we see some of the crowd. Smart ones that found the side of the street on the sun. They got here early, where it's a little bit warmer.
Welcome, guys. Let's give a listen.
Now coming into view are the Trenton 808 pipe band. Let's give a listen in.
longtime resident of Menlo Park Terrace, member of Mrs. Fire Company
There
number
is
one,
our
where his
Grand
former
Marshal
chief
for
has been a
2013,
volunteer fireman since
Edward
1971.
R. Mullen,
Served as fire commissioner,
Township
Woodbridge
resident.
District 9.
He lives in
president of the
Menlo
20
Park
Board of
Terrace
Fire
right now.
Commissioners, practiced
Raised
Knights
in the
of
city of
Columbus,
Perth
American
Amboy.
Legion, Public Safety Committee,
Married his
Mayor's
high school
Advisory.
sweetheart,
He's an
Andrea.
all-around great guy.
He's
Great,
there with his
great
children.
Grand Marshal. Well deserved.
Edward
Menlo Park
Andrew,
Terrace.
twin daughters, Katie
Followed
and
by
Kristen.
the Irishman of the Year, Frank Darcy Jr. and his family. Frank's a longtime member of the International Union of Operating Engineers. He served 6 years in the U.S. Army Reserve. He was last year's parade chairman. He currently serves as the corresponding
And now we see our
secretary-
Irish Man of the
corresponding
Year.
secretary with the
That's
American
Frank
Irish
D'Arcy. He's
Association.
very
Great
involved
job, Frank. Well
in the
deserved.
American Irish
Congratulations.
Association. He's marching with a large
As we
number
have done,
of his family
Irish Woman of
contingent.
the Year, the Honorable Claire Curran Malosha, Port Reading.
And
Introduces her Irish roots to her
Hello,
mother
Frank.
Loretta. She hails from that hotbed of
nice
Ireland,
big family
Jersey
he's marching
City.
with.
She served in many
Our
community
Irish Lady of the
organizations.
Year,
She's president
Claire
of the Woodbridge
Malosha.
High School Band Parents Association.
Born in
charter
Jersey
member of
City.
Past President Don
A lot of
Bosco
people
Club
that have
on
moved
the
here
X.
to Woodbridge are
Port
either from
Reading.
Jersey
She's
City, Newark,
currently-
or
she's currently the recording
Elizabeth.
secretary. She's the immediate past president of the American Irish Association and now serves as a director. She has 4 children, Brian, Colleen, Kevin, and Susan.
She is
3
the
stepchildren.
president
Way to go,
of
Claire.
the American Irish
Next, we have some
Association.
past Grand Marshals.
Woodbridge High
I
School
see Willie
Band
Donovan from
president.
97, Bill Donovan
as,
from 2008, Sean
very
Keating from
active
last
in our
year,
Woodbridge
and yours
community.
truly from 2010.
Some of our past Grand Marshals. Sean
There's a man
Keating,
that we owe a great deal of gratitude for,
Bill Donovan.
also a past Grand Marshal, and for 38 years he was up here doing this, the Honorable Justin J. McCarthy. How you doing, Justin?
Justin McCarthy, past
Can you hear me
MC.
now?
You may remember him for being up on the grandstand for,
He was
God,
the
I think
first
it was
chairman
37,
of the
38
first-
years.
The chairman of the first American Irish parade that we had in Woodbridge. Next up, we have the parade chair and the parade co-chair. Ken
Here's
Gardner.
our parade chairman for this
Irish
year,
longtime Woodbridge
Kenny Gardner,
president. He's
and along with him, Barbara Thompson,
Fire
is the
Department.
co-chair.
Active member of community
Let me tell you, folks,
organizations, former councilman.
These people
He's
work
currently the
very,
vice
very
president of
hard
American
along
Irish,
with their committee
along
to
with
get
Barbara
this
Thompson, who's the co-chair,
parade
and will get to be
on
chair
the
next
ground.
year. Followed up by the
March,
organization that puts on
early
the
March,
parade,
but
the
they
American
start
Irish
way back in
Association.
September,
Led by
involved in
President
a
Ken
lot of
Egan,
fundraising
Vice
activities,
President Ken Gardner,
preceded by
Financial Secretary Barbara
our
Thompson,
annual dance.
Corresponding
And
Secretary
Mayor
Frank
comes,
Darcy,
and in view
Treasurer
now, the
Cindy
American
Jacoby,
Irish Association
Sergeant at Arms
of
Dan
Woodbridge
Harris,
Township
and
was
Recording
founded way
Secretary
back
Bob
in
Mason.
1966.
Directors are Sean Keaveney, Jack
Still
Kroll,
alive and
Bill
moving
Donovan,
today,
Joan Ward,
bringing in
Claire
new
Malosha.
members all the
Looking
time.
good, guys. Where'd you get that bicycle?
Here's our current president, Kenny Egan. Ken Gardner, who
I'm
we
sorry,
saw
I
as the
forgot
vice
Joan
president.
Dias. How could I forget
Cindy
you?
Jack and
Danny, what's going on?
Kovenich, treasurer,
Nice
Barbara
bike.
Thompson,
I think I had one.
financial secretary, Barbara Lasik, recording secretary,
The members
Frank
of the
Darcy,
American Irish
corresponding
Association,
secretary,
Woodbridge,
Dan
many of
Harris,
which spend a
sergeant
lot
at
of
arms.
time on this
Our
parade,
directors
planning
are
this
Sean
parade and
Keating,
making
Bill
sure it gets
Donovan, Jack
funded,
Wall,
gets
Joe
off the
Ward,
street.
and Claire Malosha. And now coming into view,
How's everybody doing? Looking great.
a large contingent of our general membership of the American Irish Association of Woodbridge Township. Hello to all. See a lot of smiling faces, a lot of greed. Plenty
Coming
of
up,
reason to
the
smile
Pikes and
today.
Clubs of Corning Bay.
It's about 50 degrees out. No rain, no heavy wind.
Frank
It's a
Johnson
perfect
is
day
the
for a
Pike Major.
parade.
Steve Vance is the Pike Sergeant.
Let's go to John Nick. We've got another interview.
Okay, right now it brings me, it's my pleasure to introduce Congressman Frank Pallone, our County Clerk Elaine Flynn, our freeholder Charles Tamaro, and our own Assemblyman Craig Coughlin for joining us today here in Woodbridge. Again, we keep saying over and over, this is our 40th year bringing this parade to you from the American Irish Association in Woodbridge, and TV 35 is always on hand to film it. And Craig, I'm going to ask you for a couple comments.
Thank you, John, and welcome everybody. Thank you. Welcome to come to Woodbridge, and thanks for coming. As always, it's a great day. It's a great day to celebrate Irish heritage. It's a great day to celebrate our community, though, because people from across the spectrum come out to participate in this event, and it's really a quintessential event in Woodbridge Township. So it's a fantastic day weather-wise, but more importantly, it's a great Irish spirit, a great sense of community, and a great day in store for us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for coming to Woodbridge. We appreciate it. And back to you.
The Pipe Sergeant. They promote bagpipes and drums in Ocean and Monmouth County. John Brady is the drum sergeant. Let's give a listen.
Followed by the pipes and drums of Barnegat Bay. Under the leadership of Johnson, bagpiper Johnson.
Pipes and drums in Barnegat Bay. Followed by a large tricolor Irish flag. Looks like it's carried by a combination of JFK
Check out
Mustang
the
football players and
tricolor.
Woodbridge Barons. Thanks, guys.
The national flag of the Republic of Ireland. The green, the white, the orange.
Members of
Nice
the
job, fellas.
straggling members of the American Irish, Margaret Shaughnessy, and a little banner, God bless Charlie Shaughnessy. A great friend, someone who's missed, was very, very big a part of this parade for many, many years in this club. Truly a great guy.
One of first of many banners that we're going to see. God bless Charlie Shaughnessy. He's sadly missed. A lot of people in the community knew him. Nobody was more Irish or more
Great
active
guys, great.
in the
More members of the
community
American
than
Irish
Charlie
Association.
Shaughnessy.
There she is.
Followed by his
Treasurer.
family, his sons, his daughter, his
Coming up, Miss
grandchildren,
American Irish,
and
Kayla
his beautiful
Meehan,
wife,
2012 graduate
still
of
with us
Colonia
today.
High School. She's currently attending
Now
Kutztown
Miss
University,
American Irish.
majoring in clinical psychology.
Kayla Meehan,
Daughter of
followed
Brian
by,
and Debbie
she's
Meehan of
a
Colonia. She has two
graduate from
brothers,
Colonia
Sean,
High School,
Patrick, and
followed by
Timothy.
Jessica
Makes a
Jacko,
great
her
American
lady in
Irish.
waiting.
Followed by Lady in
Senior
Waiting,
at John
Jessica
F.
Jacko.
Kennedy High School.
Jessica's a senior at JFK High School. She's a cheerleader,
She's a
vice
member
president
of
of
both
senior
the
class,
football
yearbook club,
competition cheerleading team.
daughter of Mary Alice and Ed Jacko, and her mother was a former Miss American Irish herself.
She's a freshman at Kutztown University, where she's studying clinical psychology.
Next up, the annual American Irish float, always done by Alice Sinatra. Great job, it always looks great. Thank you, Alice.
There's the float that is put together by the American Irish Association of Woodbridge Township. And the motivator behind that is one of our members, Alice Sinatra.
Next up,
Every year, I think she's done it for the past 15 years. She puts that float
Organized 90
together.
years ago in 1922.
They're followed by the Island Fire Company, #1,
Green Street. Chief is
District
Brian
9,
Bennett. Edward A.
Chief
Mullen is
Brian
the first
Bennett,
deputy chief.
First Deputy Chief
Kevin York,
Edward
my buddy,
A. Mullen,
is the
and our Grand Marshal Ed Mullen Jr. Is a very active member of this particular fire department.
Is the fire company. Second deputy chief, Terrence Kennedy. President, Terry Penham. Vice president, Robert McPartland. Good.
The many different decorated fire trucks. And that's District number 9. Over there on Green Street, the Island section of town.
One of the many fire departments that protect us here at Woodbridge Township.
And
Thank
again,
you
our
guys for your
Grand Marshal
service.
this year,
The parade is
very
dedicated
active
to the
member of this
for all our
company, has been
emergency
for years,
services.
including
Police,
past
fire,
chief.
emergency medical.
Vice President Robert McPartland, President Terry Penna, Second Deputy Chief Terry Kennedy,
Coming into view, Woodbridge High School Marching Baron. Band Director Jason Kahn. Organized in 1956 in the current building, but since 1920s over here in the middle school.
We see some of the
March all over the East Coast, drum majors,
people on the Main Street here in downtown Woodbridge.
Good afternoon. I'm John Mitch, the municipal clerk for Woodbridge Township, and I'm here today with TV 35, and we're getting ready to kick off the annual St. Patrick's Day here in Woodbridge Township. It's a beautiful day. Let me introduce to start off our chairperson of today's events, Ken Gardner. Ken?
Thank you, John. It's a great honor to be chairman of the Woodbridge American Irish Association's 40th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. We really tip our hat off to Justin McCarthy, our first chairman. I can only imagine what it was like to start the parade. And of course, we're blessed here today with beautiful weather. And today's really a day where we bring everyone together. Everyone is Irish for the day. And although we certainly remember St. Patrick and the Christianity that he spread not only in Ireland but around the world, we also thank everybody for joining us and becoming Irish for the day.
Thank you. If I can, Ken, real quick, today's parade is dedicated to the emergency service workers. You are an emergency worker here in Woodbridge Township. You've been a volunteer for a long time. Besides a councilman, obviously, you've spent a long time at the Woodbridge Fire Department, now a fire commissioner. It must be a special day with that as well.
It is, and we are dedicated to emergency workers, service workers, and of course I should compliment you as well. John and I served on the council together. When I was fire chief, he was the emergency management coordinator for the town, and we have so many great volunteers as well as our paid firemen throughout the town, our police officers and our Office of Emergency Management, our CERT team, the auxiliary police, so many great people. And of course, Ed Mullen, our Grand Marshal, is a longtime fireman as well. So we dedicated the parade to them this year, not only for their hard work every year, but especially for the work that they did during the Hurricane Sandy.
Thank you, Ken. And Barbara Thompson, today's vice chair. Barbara, a couple words on today's parade?
Well, first of all, I'm very honored to be today's co-chairperson of the parade, and I just want to wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Very good. Good luck today. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Back to you, Joe.
They're trying to renew as a competitive marching band in Myrtle Beach and Cincinnati. Good luck.
65-member marching band all around the Woodbridge community and the state of New Jersey. They perform in the region of Virginia, South Carolina, and Ohio. As well as your team, drum majors, Jason Cohen, band director, and Howard, assistant band director. Let's listen in.
Free senior citizens performance, 4 p.m. March 19th. Tickets are $10 in advance and $12 at the car. Don't see it, this piece put on a great job with the finest field of Woodbridge High School tonight. They do a great job.
Woodbridge High School Band just recently restarted its efforts to be a competitive marching band. See Tigger. And Tigger is walking along the banner for the Woodbridge High School Spring Musical this year, which will be Thoroughly Modern Billy. This group was started in 1956. They do a high school musical every year. Approximately 40 plus people marching. Tom Lynch is the director.
Let's see what they're in modern Millie's doing.
Craig, I'm welcoming my co-host. My co-host at every year at the beginning of the parade. He's an assemblyman, so he marches with our elected officials.
How are you,
Craig,
Jay?
glad to have you here.
It's great to be here and welcome everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day on a beautiful day for Woodbridge
Thanks,
Township.
sir.
I can
Thanks.
tell you
Good
the
luck.
parade route is just chock full of people.
Can't be a day like today. 50 degrees, no wind.
Jack, you're right. It's so nice we were
Once
outside.
again, Mayor and Council, Township of Woodbridge. Mayor John McCormick. Council President Charlie Kenny. Vice President Kyle Anderson. Rick Delina, Michelle
Okay, the
Turmello,
Township
Jim
of
Major,
Woodbridge Mayor and
Brenda
Council.
Velasco,
Our Mayor Johnny McCormick.
Bob Luban,
Council President Charlie Kenny. Our Councilman Kyle Anderson, Greg Picara, Jimmy
Frank
Carroll,
Picara.
Rick Delina, Jim Major,
followed by members of
our
Woodbridge Board of
Councilwomen, Brenda
Education.
Velasco, Michelle Charmella,
Congressman Frank
Bob
Pallone.
Luban.
And we have some other. Frank Pallone is there.
Congressman Frank Pallone has joined us. Freeholders Carol Barrett and Blanquita Valente.
There we see Freeholder Director Ron Rios.
We
And there's
see,
Jimmy
Jimmy
Carroll
Carroll.
holding Quinley, his granddaughter. He went from being one of the guys in the pack to the most popular guy when he picked up Quinley and walked down the street.
Flynn, our county clerk. I see
Brian
our
Molnar,
state
on the board of
senator.
ed. Oh, yeah, Jim.
Joe Vitale.
There he is. Kyle Anderson.
Next up, a group that's been with us forever, Project Children of Central Jersey.
From the Board of Ed,
God Ashes
we had
coordinator. They brought over
Jonathan
22,000
Treebweiser
children
and
from Northern Ireland to spend a summer
was
in the
there?
States. They
Sheriff,
sponsored groups for Habitat for
Billy Scott.
Humanity.
Millie Scott, our
Founder
sheriff.
Dennis Mulcahy has been nominated for the
Blanquita
Nobel
and,
Peace Prize twice.
Sheriff. Project Children
of Central Jersey.
is here.
Good to have you again.
Project Children, wonderful organization.
Terrific group. Yep, do wonderful things for good cause. Time in, time out.
They've been in existence since 1975. They have brought
Next up,
over to the United States
Charlie
from
Company.
Northern Ireland,
Second
which to this
company
day is
of the
still having
113
tough times economically, 20,000 children.
That's amazing.
Totally amazing. And the kids usually stay with very generous families here in the United States.
I did want to mention that Brian Molnar from the Board of Ed was here, along with John Golden. Dan Harris was marching with the AOH. John Wisniewski's tied up with back problems, and he couldn't be here today. Charlie Tamaro was there, one of our freeholders. Barbara Warner was scheduled to, I think she's going to be here a little bit late. Senator Bono from Metuchen. As the parade rolls by. What a big parade today, Jim. 16 bands. And I've got some, some facts from our friend Frank D'Arcy, the Irish Man of the Year, and what a good guy he is. Jim, did you know that St. Patrick was born in the 4th century and that he died in 470 on March 17th?
That I did not know.
I didn't either, but thanks to Frank, we have a whole bunch of these. We'll weave them
Beautiful
in.
little
You,
things.
you
This
can't
is
touch them. Never mind. No.
Frank D'Arcy put this together.
He did.
He's very good at
did
his
indeed.
Irish history.
He really is. And those of us who get his AOH letter every month look forward to learning about our heritage. And we almost lost all of Frank's fun facts.
We do have a little bit of a breeze. So
Yeah,
we
just
we
one
didn't
for
want
one
our
sheet.
bullet points blown away here. How about a salute to some of our men and women
Next up, Legionnaires Marching
who serve
Band,
our
Carteret,
country
New Jersey.
selflessly?
Approximately 40 members. Bandmaster Danny Torrenbein, Color Guard Captains Leslie Uhas, Band Secretary Cindy King, Treasurer Harry Axon.
Now we have the Legionnaires Marching Band, Craig.
63. They've been in existence since 1961 and has probably been around.
And we
They're
hear
the Carteret American Legion, Post
Let's give a list of
263,
Legionnaires
sponsors
Marching
the
Band,
Legionnaires.
Carteret.
Their members are veterans of World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. Sons and
Bandmaster.
daughters of those engagements are also a large part of the organization, Craig.
Bandmaster is Danny Torrenbein. Leslie Uhas is the Color Guard Captain. Band Secretary Cindy King, and the Treasurer is Harry Axon. Torrenbein, I guess, is the bandmaster's name. Legionnaires Marching Band of Carteret.
3410 from Woodbridge, right here on Pearl Street. Commander Al
And we see now coming into view, VFW Post 4410, Woodbridge Memorial.
Request non-perishable food
Under the
donations.
leadership of Commander Al Jankowski,
President is Carl.
Men's Auxiliary VFW Post 4410.
Carl Kevajon is the president. They sponsor Heaven's Helpers, a food pantry.
And now we have the Girl Scouts of Central New Jersey.
First, this
Colonia Island.
there's the Colonia
First
Island group.
Colonia Island.
Girl Scouts, the girls discover fun, friendship, and power.
Colonia Island groups have been building courage, confidence, and character to make the world a better place. Thanks for that. They are also here with this Girl Scouts Central and Southern New Jersey chapter.
They've been assisting a lot of Hurricane Sandy victims.
A fine turnout for the
Yeah, it really is.
Girl Scouts.
Thanks a lot, everybody.
A salute to all the volunteers that make these tremendous groups work in our community. Without the parents and the adults,
We have the Girl Scout troop.
And we saw New Jersey Hope and Healing, the Middlesex County team,
Southern New Jersey. I believe they're
led
a
by
new unit.
Sharon Cartwright, the regional coordinator, and Maureen Brogan, the Middlesex County team leader. It's a program of the Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services, Disaster and
Now-
Terrorism branches, in a
now in
partnership with
Butte
FEMA.
Craig or Girl Scout Troop 868. They're Daisy Brownie Girl Scouts.
There they are.
Girl Scout troop number 815.
Leader is Susan Anderson and Amanda Kozub. And they're raising money to help people affected by Hurricane Sandy.
A
So look at
worthy-
that. At a very young
Worthy
age, right?
cause at a very young age.
Right behind them, Girl Scout Troop 81599. I believe that is
Woodbridge troop number 8022.
from Woodbridge and Carteret. About 50 girls in the troop. They were established back in 1912. Then.
Daisy.
Wow.
And there is Woodbridge
Next up, we have the Woodbridge Corvette Club,
80
organized in 1978.
228.
I think they've been in
There
every
are a lot of Girl
since
Scout troops.
they've been organized.
80,000.
I can't believe that
They
number.
hold car shows to raise
And here's the
money
Corvette
to
Club, an annual participant in every. Up there we go.
80,068 for the Girl Scouts, Greg.
So
And
there's,
yes, the
there's the Corvette Club.
Corvette Club, they've been in our parade. Oh, my goodness. They were formed back in 1978.
My guess is they've been in pretty much every year since, and they are in the holiday parade. They are in the St. Patrick's Day parade, and they hold annual Corvette car and truck shows at the arenas up there, outside the community center. Raise funds for donations to Veterans Memorial Home in Menlo Park and for the Woodbridge Food Bank.
Yeah,
Lots of people
I
do a
had
lot of
just
good
heard
things.
that recently, Craig, from somebody who's an active member, that, they just don't go to car shows and polish up their cars. They
Right.
actually do fundraising, and as you said, Veterans Memorial Home Menlo Park and the Woodbridge Food Bank.
That's good stuff. Their leader, Bob Ackerman, is their president. And there we see some costume characters in front of the thing.
The reviewing stand up there, yeah.
As the Corvette Club rolls by, we'll talk about in the year 461, St. Patrick climbed to the peak of one of Ireland's highest mountains. Called Patrick, named after him. Patrick blessed all the people in Ireland from his peak, and they say to go straight to heaven. You will go straight to heaven if you get to the top of the peak. If you ever go to Ireland, try and climb it. It's not easy.
I'll
I'm
have to
told.
remember that
I'll have to remember that.
for trip number 4, Craig.
You've been there 3 times?
I've been there 3 times.
Wow. Which is your favorite place?
It's hard to say.
Now,
It
do you-
really is. I love the city of Galway. It's a beautiful spot, but the entire country is beautiful. People are as hospitable as you always hear, and it's a beautiful country.
Now, have you found any of your family members there back at the old sod?
I did. The first time I went, Craig, was back in 1973. My mother's family, both my grandparents were from County Cabin, and we were able to hook up with some cousins and had a grand old time.
Wow. No wonder you went back twice more. No wonder you went back twice, 2 more times.
Absolutely.
There we see some more of the Corvette Club folks throwing candy. And there we see the St. James Wildcats.
Yep.
They are the cheerleaders. There are 45 marchers anticipated today.
Under the leadership of Giselle Cortez, who was the co-captain.
They're a competition cheerleading team, and they've won numerous first place awards. The girls ranging from kindergarten through 8th grade.
Wow. They've got some sharp costumes on.
Yep, we got a first place trophy right there.
Yep.
Here it comes. There we see it. I'm not sure. It must be the most recent first place award. And there's some of the parents who invest their time and energy and effort into making sure that their kids have a
Proud
great
parents.
experience. And there we see the Woodbridge Wildcats.
Up next, someone that needs no introduction. Everybody knows him. Ronald McDonald from Donald House.
All right, Jim, let's talk about a little bit more about St. Patrick. He was buried in Downpatrick. It was a great European shrine until it was destroyed by the British government in 1539.
Great organization.
There's Ronald McDonald, and just a word about the Ronald McDonald House, Craig. You know, they collect a lot of money, but they really, really do a lot of good. You and I have a mutual friend who just lost his 17-year-old daughter to cancer. And she was always, but had to go up to Sloan Kettering quite a bit. And oftentimes they would stay at the Ronald McDonald House up there. And our mutual friend couldn't sing greater praises than what they had done for his family.
Well, you know, they do a wonderful service, and we're really fortunate to have people like that to you know, make it a little easier, ease the burden just a little bit. There's the Middlesex County Sheriff's Honor Guard.
They're looking very sharp, followed by Shannon Rose Irish Pub up here on Route 35 in Woodbridge Township, Craig.
And they're one of the sponsors, so this is under their banner. This is the Shannon Rose Division.
Shannon Rose, great things are happening.
Well, I guess it's not their division. It's the Shannon Rose banner, and there we see their
float.
Their float. Yep. Shannon Rose. This is a big time for them coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess they're in the middle of it right now, right? March 14th to 17th, live Irish music.
Tough getting near there on the 17th, Greg.
No, I think we'll have to sneak in somewhere other time. Well, we have a second. I'm sure you did already, Jim, but let me just thank Ken Gardner, the parade chairman, and Barbara Thompson, the co-chair. You know what it's like to put this parade on. It is an enormous undertaking.
It's an enormous
undertaking. It looks brilliant when it rolls down the street, but there's an inordinate amount of work that goes in for a whole year.
Sure is.
Before that.
And a terrific committee. A shout out to the parade committee this year. Again, a terrific job.
And we see coming into view the Middlesex County Police and Fire Pipe and Drums. 15 members strong. They're made of police officers and firefighters throughout Middlesex County as we continue the trend as this parade theme of honoring emergency service providers, great brave firemen and first responders and police officers. Mike Soup Campbell's the drum major, John.
Yep.
Jim.
Yep, leader Mike Soup Campbell. I wonder how that nickname came about.
I can't imagine.
He's the drum major.
They wear the traditional Irish kilt. Modern Mackenzie tartan is the design. Middlesex County Police and Fire, pipe and drums. And they are followed by the Woodbridge Police Department marching as a unit. And included in that is the Senior Citizen Police Academy graduates.
One of the finest police departments, not only in the state, but the nation, Craig.
Absolutely.
Consistently.
Absolutely. One of the very few who are certified, nationally certified.
High awards year after year.
Right. And, dedicated servants and committed community members. And there we see Police Academy, Safe and Sound, Senior Police Academy. There they are.
Here they are, and they're followed by the juniors. A special shout out to Masters Logan and Hudson.
The Alpha and the Omega, Jim. And following them up is the Woodbridge Warriors hockey. President, our good friend John Everhart. Vice President Amy Wright. Treasurer Norma Grasso. Secretary Barbara Zaneski. Equipment Manager Art Alt. Danny Osborne, Mike, and Andrew Shapiro are the coaches. There you go, as we see the Warriors. Warriors, of course, are members of the Special Hockey Association, American Special Hockey Association. We're the host of the annual ASHA Northeast Special Hockey Camp at the Community Center, which draws players from Rhode Island to...
I see our parade notes basically said that there were going to be 3 motorcycles.
Oh, yeah?
And it looks like...
And then the weather got nice.
Maybe guys out for a ride today decide to join in.
Here we see the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary and our friend John Everhart carrying the banner. You know, John's retired now. He was their former rec director, and he is on his way. He is the Vice Flotilla Commander already to Commander Tom Druzwinski. Flotilla is located and stationed in Seawarren and performs vessel safety checks, boating classes, operating clear channel for large vessels in our waterways, Homeland Security patrols, and they do search and rescue as well, Jim. And they were affected by Hurricane Sandy,
yeah,
as well.
Here comes Almacy Contractors with their green 1929 Model A Ford. Like a lot of the different groups, they're busy throwing some kind of candy out of the car, and there they go. The kids scramble.
There you go, yeah. Almacy Contracting celebrating over 85 years, Jim, of
wow.
Proud, yeah, really. And a beautiful building up there on the corner on Main Street. And there we see Anne Marie Almacy.
Now here comes Cookie Monster
The grandkids.
and Elmo, 2 of my elder granddaughter's favorite characters. Loves Elmo, loves Cookie Monster. Been around forever, Craig.
Yeah.
My boys were watching.
Got a lot of my kid, yeah, he was my middle son Vincent's favorite character. And by the way, Jim, let me take this opportunity to congratulate you on the birth of your second granddaughter.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Everybody is
Just
well.
happened last Monday, and everybody's healthy. All fingers and toes are there, and they were home in about a day and a half.
Wonderful.
Here
Here we
comes-
see Investors Bank. Headquarters now in Woodbridge.
Oh, they've got a nice turnout.
Yeah,
Craig.
about 50 people, and they got a float.
Got a big float.
Made a big commitment. A beautiful building up there on across from the community center on Main Street. Got a lot of banks up there. There must be a lot of money in Woodbridge. Jim.
Followed by Raritan Bay Medical Center, Emergency Medical Services.
There we see the Investors Bank float filled with happy
Boy, what a-
investor bankers.
What a great float they put together.
Yeah, really.
Private rooms, New Women's Center, Human Motion Institute, Great Hospital, at least I think so. Serving the residents since 19...
It's like a lot of families there, huh?
Yeah, there they go.
A lot of little ones.
Nice. Nice
All
of them to
decked
come
out.
out and strong. Support the community. Because this really is a community day. You know,
It really
certainly
is.
we're celebrating our Irish heritage and the St. Patrick's Day, but really you see from across the spectrum of the community, everybody pours out for this. And then we see, we just missed the Raritan Bay Medical Center.
truck. And our announcer this year up on the reviewing stand, that's his employer, Craig.
There we go. We don't miss that. We saw the arenas. The arena's really taken off at the community center. If you're hungry, you're in the area, stop by. Great food, good prices. And we see the Richmond County Pipe and Drum, sponsored by the Woodbridge Fire Department. 30 bagpipers in the group. And there we see coming into view our Woodbridge Fire Department, established way back in 1897. Covering Woodbridge and Seawarren. Jason Ring is the chief this year. Assistant chief is Mike Hatstack.
They sponsor the Richmond County Pipe and Drum Scores
And thank you to those brave men and women for their service to the call of duty. We've had, 2012 had its share of ups and downs. We had fires we had a major fire in here in Woodbridge. And we had,
my goodness.
of course, Superstorm Sandy.
Yeah, all the fire districts that we do have, Craig, they really, really pull together.
So it's very fitting, and the Woodbridge American Irish ought to be commended for designating this year as the year of the emergency services, honoring them, making them the part of the parade. There we see.
In some of these flooding situations too, Craig.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the districts, they go to people's homes, they
Absolutely.
pump out the basements, and
Round the clock. I
the,
mean,
the amount of service that they do for our community,
many,
all of our districts, is phenomenal.
I mean, many of these firefighters are volunteers. Most are volunteers, and they come out and leave their family and their homes
Very dedicated.
to go serve others. That takes a special kind of person and a certain commitment to something bigger than yourself, right?
Absolutely.
Here we see some of the crowd, and it's a good crowd. Well, I'll tell you, there's 3, 4 deep, 5 deep in some places here along Main Street.
I'll be honest with you, Craig. We're in a position here up on the scaffold, looking down Main Street on both sides.
There are thousands of
I don't
people.
recall a crowd this big in
Here we
years.
see the shot. That's kind of our view if you're looking at.
Yeah.
You can see up the crowd. There's crowd all the way up to the top of
Huge.
Main Street. Huge crowd on the corner. They're traditionally, that's one of the hot, the big places is as you turn from Amboy Avenue to.
And we have the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life of Woodbridge. Craig,
First, we had the
dance
club.
team.
Club at Woodbridge, we just saw their van go by. Our friends Jeff and Ray Serpola, great corporate citizens. Jim, they give their facility over so we can host the Senior Olympics here in Woodbridge. They help out in any way anybody can ask them. They're great guys, great corporate citizens, and it's a great place to go to get exercise, get healthy. Now spring's coming, everybody. Get bathing suit weather's right around the corner. So you can do everything up there at the club. Basketball, swim, tennis, racquetball, lift weights, exercise.
And that, they've been there for a long time too, Craig. Club at Woodbridge.
They have, yep.
They keep modernizing, improving, and like you say, you couldn't ask for a better corporate citizen here in Woodbridge.
Absolutely true.
JFK Medical Center coming into your view.
Neighbor to
our neighbor in
to
Edison.
the northwest in Edison.
They've got a float, ambulance, approximate number of people in this group marching, 30, founded back in 1967.
Yeah.
Raymond Fredericks is president and CEO. First hospital in the tri-state area to be awarded advanced certification for comprehensive stroke care. And I hear in the area of strokes, Craig,
They're the leader.
they're the leader.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
498 beds, more than 900 affiliated physicians. Big hospital.
They put together a pretty
place.
terrific float there, Craig, too.
Yeah, they did. It was awarded once again one of the top hospitals in the nation for quality and safety by the Leapfrog Group. JFK is #1 in the stroke program, as you just had mentioned, Jim, and in the top 100 in the country. That's good because time really matters if you have a stroke.
Absolutely.
Minutes
There's no
are
question.
critical. Seconds are critical. Expansion of the JFK Emergency Pavilion is now in phase 2. They've just got a brand new pediatric emergency room, which is a great place. I had to take my son there, and got great care.
Actually, that's where my little granddaughter was born on Monday, Craig. And, that pediatric ward is something else. The way it's put together, you feel like you're almost in your home.
Yep.
Not quite, but
No,
almost.
it's right. It's very friendly, very
And
kid-friendly.
the nursing staff is terrific.
There we see the Woodbridge Township Ambulance and Rescue Squad, formed way back in 1937. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary. Brian Turner's the president. Ed Barrett is the chief. And they serve huge portions of Woodbridge Township, John. John. Jim?
Go
Sorry.
ahead, guys.
Okay, Greg. Whoop, and here are the ATA Black Belt Academy of Woodbridge.
Here we get a little demonstration. So let's watch.
Under the leadership of Mr. Tony Honorata, who himself is a 4th degree black belt.
Wow. The Taekwondo school.
Unfortunately, one of the things I know, Craig, is that the judges each of these units are judged.
Right.
And one factor is don't hold up the parade too long. It's nice to watch it, but
There we go. Very good.
you know the American Irish Association does hire a certified outside judging group for all of these units.
Oh, really?
Craig. Oh, yeah.
Now, you've been the parade chairman, right?
Yes.
How
A
many
number of
times?
years ago.
Once?
I was only chairman once.
Once is
That was
quite
plenty.
a lot.
It's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah. School's been around since 1969, and they've been in Woodbridge since 2008. It's a Taekwondo kind of school. They wear the traditional white dubak and the black extreme martial arts uniforms. The largest martial arts organization in the world. Jim, did you know that?
No, that's
Start at 3.5 up to adults. Maybe you and I can join and be out there next time. There's Hula Hands. Another fine establishment on Route 1.
it didn't open too long ago.
Thank you, Tom, and thank everyone for coming out today. We had a beautiful day, and what a great parade the American Irish Association of Woodbridge puts on. So let's have a round of applause for everyone from the Woodbridge American Irish Association. What a great job. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you, Ed.
Now this should be the Cornucopia Jazz Band.
Members of the Patterson Music Union, made up of recording artists.
Recording artists, including movie soundtracks, members of the Patterson Music Union. I think that's a new group, Craig.
I think so, yeah. We
Yeah, I
haven't
don't-
seen
I
these
don't-
guys before. Usually we have the 2x4
Infantry Company D, Civil War reenactors. Organized in
jazz band.
2000, led by Sergeant Larry Korzik. Their uniforms.
This
and
is
their
the
dress as
2nd
Civil
Rhode
War
Island.
uniforms as 2nd Rhode Island Volunteer Infantry.
2nd Rhode Island Company
Rhodey's
D.
were one of 65 regiments that fought through the entire Civil War.
Larry Korosic, Sergeant. Volunteer Civil War Infantry is who they represent.
They're infantry soldiers and civilians, including, this is their words, folks, washerwomen, cook, and Mrs. Lincoln.
I wonder who the Mrs. is.
The unit, they portray the 2nd Rhode Island, which had a very proud history during the Civil War. The Rhodies, as they were called, were one of only 65 regiments which served through the entire war. The regiment was formed in the spring of 1861 and engaged in every major battle in the Eastern Theater up to and including Appomattox. Wow. 2nd Rhode Island.
Next, we have the Donegal Riflemen, organized in 1994.
Here we see
under
the
Captain Chuck
Donegal
They
Riflemen.
are a Revolutionary War reenactment unit.
Revolutionary War
Donegal
reenactors,
Riflemen were American
keeping
Irish
with the
who helped
historical
fight for
theme.
U.S. independence from the English crown. Their uniforms are those of the Pennsylvania Riflemen during the Revolutionary War, 1776.
They're wearing uniforms that are those of the Pennsylvania Frontier Riflemen, Jim. Rifle skirts or regimental coats. The sun has shifted right into my eyes. They are under the direction of Captain Charles Faust. Donegal Township Riflemen. They are out of. Oh, they're going to get ready to fire.
Whoop, that one just missed you, Craig. Doc.
They're out of Port Reading.
I think I saw that mesh.
I didn't realize they were so.
Coming into view.
Right
Sons
here
of
in
the
our
Union
township.
Veterans of the Civil War. George Armstrong Custer, camp number 17, from East Brunswick, New Jersey. They were
And
formed
there
in
we see-
1995. They're a patriotic organization.
Coming into view, the
Yeah,
Sons
it's a
of
World
Union
War
Veterans
II.
of the Civil War, George A. Custer Camp, Craig.
Robert Meyer, Senior Vice Commander. Their goal is to
Ancestors
preserve the memory
of
the soldiers
Union
who
veterans.
fought for the Union
Michael
during the
Todd,
Civil
Commander.
War.
Robert Meyer, Senior Vice Commander.
Cub Scout, Pack 57 from
The Sons of
Oakland,
Union
organized
Veterans of the Civil
1855
War.
From the Most Holy Rosary Church.
Now Cub Scout
Committee
Pack
Chair, Suzanne
57
Schmidt,
is in
Adam
view, Craig.
Sosnowski, Weeblos Director.
They
would like
were
to recognize Suzanne Schmidt
founded
for
back in
53 years
1955, a
in scouting,
sub-teen group.
Adam for his 36 years.
Under the leadership of Suzanne Schmidt. Committee Chairman
Next up,
Adam
we have the Woodbridge Senior
Sosnowski. I
Billiards
hope I
Club,
got your name right.
founded in 2004,
And they are
led
sponsored by the Good
Anthony
Shepherd
Falco,
Parish of the Holy
President
Rosary
Tom
in
Orlando.
Perth
They
Amboy.
have won first place senior marching group in numerous
Now we
parades.
have the Woodbridge Senior
There we
Billiard
go.
Club, Craig.
Woodbridge Senior Billiard Club.
Community
Active
Center.
group.
A very active group. It started a few years
Woodbridge
ago.
School Kids and hosts
Uh,
an annual toy drive
Our
for the
friend
police
Pat
department.
Trombetta and Frank
Way to
St.
go.
Marie
Who won this year?
got everybody together, and they have been a vibrant group. There's a waiting list, I think, to join, if I'm not mistaken.
They formed in 2003. They have 100+ senior membership.
You guys are looking good.
Tom Calandra is president. Anthony Falco. He's the St. Patty Parade chairman, I guess.
The Mayor's Trophy honors past former mayor.
Another
The
one
late
of our
Frank
fine
Pelsman.
fire departments, Avenel
They have an
Fire
annual
Company,
competition
number
with
one.
Perth Amboy.
Founded in 1913.
They
Corey
were-
Spiller, president.
In the past,
Jimmy
they have been the
Colbon,
first and
chief.
second place award winners
They're
here at
founded
the
February 13th,
St. Patrick's Day
1913.
Parade.
Been around for 100
They compete with
years.
the Woodbridge Police and Fire Department. They collect, distribute toys to
They're having a
families in
100th
need.
anniversary
This
gala
past
on
December, over
June
50
8th.
club
This
members
is this
played
year,
against 50 representatives of the
2013.
Woodbridge Fire and
A
Police
parade
Department,
and a
Jim.
picnic. Come
And
join
each of the 100 people
100 years. Wow, that's impressive.
brought toys
Thank you
with
very
them,
much.
wrapped and distributed them to families. It was a great effort, great tournament.
Craig in view right now is the Avenel Fire Company number one. 20 to 30 members are marching here. One of a number of fire districts here in the township of Woodbridge.
Exactly, and they will be
Founded
celebrating
in 1913,
Nice.
and this year is their what?
100th anniversary.
You got that right.
In June, they'll celebrate that, right? Big parade.
I'd like to
A
introduce
parade or
our
a
Irish
wet
Voting
down,
Year
and a,
None,
Yep.
and a
Claire Malosha,
and a picnic.
former past president of
Jimmy
American Irish and this
Carl
year's
Barn
Bond
is their chief.
Chief.
And, go ahead.
Corey Spiller, president.
Thank you, everyone, for coming
Corey's
out
a
today.
hard-working guy. I know Corey personally.
June 8th will be the parade and picnic.
Wonderful day.
That'll be a Saturday, and that'll be a lot of fun. You'll want to mark your calendar to do that.
Absolutely.
We see Bob Casimir.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Avenel Fire.
Gentlemen of Avenel, thank you for your service.
Lotus, what do we have here? Restoring State Cruisers, PT Cruise owners, 9-time winner of mobile units in our parade. Been in many of our parades, they look good. Led by Nipper.
Well, there was loud.
That
Some
was.
more of our emergency responders. And there we see the Garden State Cruisers, founded in 2000. It's a PT Cruiser club, and they really go all out decorating them year in
They
and year
really
out.
do, Craig.
Gary
Thanks
Reeves
for joining us.
and Terry
Garden State Cruiser.
Napravanik are the co-directors.
And this is another group. They've been in our parade for a number of years
I think
now.
since they were founded, I think.
They were formed in the year 2000. And you're right, they go way out
Way
to
out,
decorate
exactly.
these cars.
We see the next
Very
one that's
cool.
about to come into view as we see the. Oh, well, here we go. Got an Irish tablecloth checker or decoration on the hood. All Irished up. They've won 9 Best Mobile Unit Awards and one Best Expression theme.
Gary, you want to say a few words?
Well, they certainly do work hard.
They've won here in Woodbridge and in Phillipsburg. They were the best mobile unit there. Point Pleasant, they were the best mobile unit. They also participate in fundraising activities for various charities together with the PTO and members throughout the year.
Congratulations to Eddie, Claire, and John, and all our other dignitaries. It's great to be here. God bless you all.
It's another little tidbit that we got from Frank D'Arcy, our Irishman of the Year. After centuries of Celtic control of Europe, Ireland remained the only independent Celtic nation. Scotland, Wales, and Cornwall are still controlled by the British, and Brittany is controlled by France.
And there we
And
have it.
the Irish First March in Boston on March 18th, 1737, Craig.
Wow. That is a long time ago. I don't know what that, I hear like a sound.
I know, it sounds like a dog. Hope it's not a kid. Well, Craig, we have a little break in our parade here, as this happens sometimes.
Exactly. It's 276 years that they've Irish have been marching. So why don't we take a break? As the 40th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade rolls by. We'll be back.
Still a little bit more to come.
Okay, I'm here now with Ed Mullen. Ed, first of all, congratulations on being the Grand Marshal this year.
Thank you very much, John.
I just want to give a little background on Ed Mullen. And first of all, earlier I spoke to Ken Gardner, the chairman, and we talked about how today's parade is being dedicated to the emergency services. And it seems in the past couple of years, at least, the amount of events that occurred in Woodbridge and brought everybody together, all emergency service workers, career and volunteer, worked well together. And this year they decided to dedicate the parade to emergency service workers, selecting you basically as the chief of chiefs, if I can, to walk proudly to represent everybody. It's firemen, it's first aiders, it's police officers, it's emergency management volunteers and more. The list really is endless. But Ed has spent almost 40 years, right, in the firefighter services here in Township and I think in Perth Amboy at one point.
Right.
Comes from a long list of a family tradition. Your dad was the police chief in the city of Perth Amboy.
That's right.
Your grandfather was the fire chief.
Back in the 1950s.
There you go. Your son is just a recent fire chief in Isla 9.
He's a deputy chief.
Deputy chief.
A career firefighter, a captain in the city
That's
of Perth
right.
Amboy.
So it just keeps going on. And I know now you have grandchildren. I'm sure they're going to follow all of your footsteps, starting from your grandfather down.
Well, we'll see.
Well, let's hope so.
Whatever they do, I'll be proud of them.
I have to tell you this, Ed, for all the years I've been involved, 33 years in the emergency services, your name with me is great. Everybody always knows when you want something done in the fire service, you're the go-to guy, and that's a nice compliment. And I know this is not you don't do it for that. You do it because you have a passion for it, and obviously today's recognition is well deserved. Let me just ask you, how you feel today about representing everybody today here in the honor.
Well, I really don't believe today I'm the Grand Marshal. I believe everybody in the emergency services is. I'm just proud to represent them. Unfortunately, they only have one sash and one top hat, and I get to wear it. But I'm doing this for all the friends I've made over the last 40 years. Police officers, firefighters, EMTs, our Office of Emergency Management. They're all great people. And this year's been especially challenging with the storms and the fires. And I think it was just a great honor that the American Irish Association decided to dedicate this year's parade to our emergency service workers. So I'm proud to represent all of them. It's really not about me.
Very good, Ed. And Ed comes from the Menlo Park Terrace section of Woodbridge and just also just finished his term as fire chief in Isla 9 on Green Street. And I think you were chief for about 7 years, correct?
Exactly 7 years, not
Okay.
about 7 years.
Okay, exactly 7 years.
I'm telling everybody that's it, no more.
Did Andrea tell you got to get out?
No, I know when it's time.
You have a great supportive family.
I know I
Ed,
do.
congratulations.
Thank you so
Okay,
much, John.
well deserved.
Thank you very much.
Back to you guys.
And welcome back, everybody. Jim Dorick, Greg
Another
Coughlin
one of our pipe
at the
bands
Woodbridge St.
from
Patrick's
South
Day
Amboy,
Parade.
Legion of
And Jim, it's been a great parade so
Colonel
far.
David B.
Beautiful.
Kelly,
And
pipes
you
and
talked
drums.
about, the
I had
club
the
at
pleasure of
Woodbridge
listening
and
to
its
Friday night.
community involvement and
Marching
sponsorship.
yesterday's
That banner
South
means that
Amboy
they're one of
parade,
our
the second
sponsors
best
of our
in
parade.
Middlesex County.
All right. And next up, Colonel B. Kelly, Ancient Order of Hibernians from South Amboy, New Jersey, town where I grew up.
organized.
They had a terrific
2005.
parade yesterday in their own right. Thousands of people came out,
Let's give a
lined the
listen.
streets. Weather was beautiful then as well. And we see the Colonel B. Kelly pipe and drums. George Fuller, the band director.
This is about what this will be our, I think, fourth pipe band, Craig, that you've seen.
I think so.
Number of more to come.
Colonel G.B. Kelly, pipes and drums. Don't they sound good?
We'll take another little break and we'll be back. Stay with us, everybody.
Okay, right now I'm here with members of our government out of Middlesex County. I'm going to start with our freeholder director, Ron Rios, followed by Millie Scott, who is our sheriff, followed by freeholder Blanquita Valenti, who used to teach in town, correct?
Yes, 32 years.
Very good. There you go. Good. Thanks for coming back. And Carol, I'm going to ask you to say it so I don't mess up your last name again.
Last name is Barrett Belante.
Barrett Belante from South Brunswick. I want to welcome the freeholders and our sheriff here to Woodbridge today to join in on the St. Patrick's Day Parade, our 40th annual. It's a beautiful day. And if I can, I'm going to ask our new freeholder director, Ron Rios, for just a couple words about always coming back to Woodbridge and marching.
Well, I'm a native Woodbridge guy. I was raised in Port Reading, and I'll tell you what, Woodbridge does it again in Irish tradition and every cultural tradition. It's nice to see everybody celebrating and enjoying the parade, and we have absolutely beautiful weather, and it's going to be another great parade as usual.
Thank you, freeholder. How about from our sheriff, Millie?
It's about the community coming together, and I'm proud and honored to be here for this day. Thank you.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to have you here. Blanquita?
Hello. I have been a teacher in Woodbridge Township for 32 years. I taught at JFK High School, which is in Iselin, of course, a very important part of Woodbridge. And I'm very pleased that I'm here, and thank you for having us, Mitch.
Thank you, Carol.
Oh, nothing I like better than a parade, and this is just a great day. A great day for the town, a great day to be Irish. Everyone's Irish today.
Thanks for joining us here in Woodbridge today. You're right, everybody is Irish. Back to you guys.
And welcome back to the 40th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. Jim Durek, Craig Coughlin, happy to be with you as we see the Port Reading Saints coming into view.
The Pop Warner Football League and Cheering Squad. Celebrating over 45 years.
Sorry,
Craig.
Jim.
They continue to strive to provide children with the best possible opportunities to succeed, not only during the season, but throughout their childhood and well into their adult lives.
Exactly right. That's youth sports at its best. Teaches you lessons for life.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. And let's not underrate, the kids in the band and who take music lessons and
That's
stuff
true.
like that.
Cheerleaders.
They transfer
Absolutely.
lessons for life as well.
Cheerleaders and all those, everyone.
Your kids all look terrific out there.
And next up is the Colonia Volunteer Chemical Hook and Ladder Company. And another fine emergency service group right here under the direction of Chief Michael Mackey.
And this is a 100% volunteer fire department, Craig.
And they go back to 1943, Jim.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It's longer than you and I have been here.
That's for sure.
They do great service, though. They really do. It's an all-volunteer unit, as you pointed out. In the middle of the night, when the alarm goes in, you know that these guys are coming for you if you live
That's
in
right. No
the
question
Colonia
about
Fire
it.
District.
How long you guys had that truck?
What I find remarkable, Craig, is that the first St. Patrick's Day Parade or Irish Parade in Boston occurred on March 18th, 1737.
Yeah, 200.
Ireland's first parade started in 1931 in Dublin.
Oh, really?
That says how
We were ahead of the curve.
loyal
That's
American Irish are.
Followed by Mr.
Over 100 years, right? We're well over 100 years ahead of them.
Nope, I need to read the next sentence. Of course, the British government would never allow a parade or any kind of assembly. I guess that had something to do with it.
Yeah, it probably had a lot to do with it. Yeah. Irish people have fought for their freedom for a long, long time.
Long time.
And next up, Mr. Appliance of Tri-County, based in Island. The Tri-County Appliance, Mr. Appliance is repairing all brands of appliances. You'll be impressed with their fully insured and trained appliance technicians. They even wear shoe covers, to protect your floors. Mr. Appliance guarantees all work, and the price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. No surprises, and they wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day. Mr. Appliance.
I think that's a new group, too.
I think
Craig,
so, too.
Mr. Appliance. I haven't seen them before.
Nunzio's even letting Donna drive this year.
This is Nunzio and Donna Spano
In their
from the
19
Colonia section of town, Craig.
in their 1931 Sports Roadster.
Next up,
Ford Model A Roadster.
the Fambulance.
It's a cool car.
Members include our own last year's Irishman of the Year, Bill Donovan, his daughter.
Well,
Kate.
we've been to a few of these games,
I've
Craig.
had a couple of
Boy,
them.
I see a couple of these kind of rigs.
What lot
It's
you
the
got
Giants
going on?
of
tailgating.
tailgating.
Go ahead, you take it.
Well, one of our members, former Grand Marshal, former president, currently a director, Bill Donovan, and Jason
Port
Dolan,
Reading Fire Company,
that's
number
their truck.
It used to be an ambulance.
Residents of Fort
It's now the
Worth
fan
since
mobile. It
1904. Chief Jeff
rolls up
Rudkowski,
to
Assistant
Giants
Chief
games
TJ Norelli,
every day. They've been
President John
featured on
Hogan,
Good
Vice
Morning
President
America,
Floyd McGuinn.
Good Morning Japan, and they'll be on tailgating across America. How about that, Jim?
During Superstorm-
remarkable.
Superstorm Sandy, they
Bill
evacuated
Donovan, Kelly, and Kate are all
35
members.
people and performed 16 water
Now we
rescues.
see Port
Next
Reading
slide.
Fire Company number 1 under the leadership of Chief Jeff Kotuski, Assistant Chief DJ Norelli, President John Hogan, Vice President Corey McGinn.
Thanks, Port Reading.
They are the second oldest fire company in Woodbridge and proud to serve the people in Port Reading. During Superstorm Sandy, the fire department evacuated more than 35 people and performed 16 water rescues.
Yep, that's the kind, we always think of the firefighting end of it, Craig, but it's all that other stuff
That's right.
that really, is pretty amazing.
You are exactly right.
What do we have here? Roman Railroad, a trackless train.
Port Reading section, very
Around
close-knit group
2001.
over there.
It's
Jim.
available for parties.
Great
They
section
are.
of town. They're all great sections of town.
Here's a new group, the Roaming Railroad Float Train.
Look how cute that is, huh? Maybe we could ride off on that one here. The end.
There are members of, that's just what we need. The American Irish of Woodbridge family members, some of them are actually riding on the train. Let's see who we can spot if we know anybody, Craig.
Okay. That train is available for parades, parties, festivals, and holiday celebrations for private and public functions, Jim.
How about that?
There we go. Look at that last car. Oh, there's Sparky from the Patriots from the coming area. He is.
Sparky
Yeah,
got
we were
tired.
looking for him before. There's Sparky from the Somerset Patriots. He hitched a ride on the Roaming Railroad. Patriots kicking off. There's a lot of fun. You want to go to have some fun? Go to a Somerset Patriots game.
Now in view, St. Joseph's High School Band, the high school that's over in neighboring Metuchen. The group organized just relatively recently, Craig.
Yep.
2007. The music director is Mr. Salvatore Ascolis.
Now we have the
Welcome,
Carteret
guys.
Office of Emergency Management. I'm sure they were
Now the
busy
Carteret
with
OEM, or
Superstorm
Office of
Sandy.
Emergency Management. Our neighbors to the north. And they another one of the fine,
Next up, we have the
outstanding
COA
first responders
7th
in the area.
Virginia Cavalry,
They
Bert
had
Gamboy, Confederate of America, Virginia Cavalry.
Lots
Organized
to do
1978.
during this
Gary Drake is
Superstorm
their
Sandy.
major. They're
Next up,
wearing
the
Civil
Virginia
War uniforms with
Cavalry,
Confederacy. They
7th
always
Regiment.
participate in the annual
Mountain
Civil War
Rangers.
engagement at Parker Press, which is going to be August 3rd and 4th this year. Go
And let's see, where are we?
And they're marching.
They're an American Civil War Confederate Union with about 10 members. They participate annually in Civil War encampments at the Parker Press. This year it'll be August 3rd and 4th. And they have very authentic uniforms. Woolen. That's got to be hot. Flannel in the
Just passing out of
summertime.
you, Craig, is the American Red Cross mobile unit. It's an emergency response truck driven by Captain Ted Saunders.
And New Jersey's own radio station, New Jersey 101.5 in their van, rolling along.
Here's something that was made famous by the Back to the Future movies, the DeLorean.
Here we see the DeLorean Mid-Atlantic.
Organized in 1997.
Tom and
Distinctive cars, the
Mancino.
DeLoreans were built in Belfast,
They were
Northern
only.
Ireland.
It's a
Ireland.
sports car.
Approximately 8,500
These cars were built
about
in Belfast,
6,000
Ireland,
remain.
Craig,
Nice
from
looking
1981 to 1983. Not too many years.
Not too many, and you know they're made famous by the film Back to the Future, as you may recall.
Colonia First Aid
Yep.
Squad, organized 1951.
Their trademark, of course,
Young.
the stainless steel
Boy
panels and the
Higgins
gull wing
president,
doors.
serving residents of Colonia for over 60 years.
Here's our Colonia First Aid Squad. Craig,
There we
Colonia
are.
being a number, one of a number, I think it's a total of 9, is it?
I think there are. Yeah, there are 9
Sections of Woodbridge
fire
Township.
districts.
Over 50 years ago.
The Vern Fowler School of Dance.
Contact person Marianne Vital. They perform at assisted living
They have been
services,
around since
nursing homes.
1960.
They're always willing to perform at benefits.
They
My
teach
daughters went there.
all sorts of things. It's proud of their reputation for building strong dancers. They offer dance education, including discipline, respect for their staff and others to foster their students as imaginative throughout their career. And I'll tell you a little tidbit about the Vern Fowler School of Dance.
Yes, I want to hear it.
That's where I met my wife.
I know it,
That's where I met
but
my
I
wife.
want to hear it.
It was back in Metuchen. It was in, my wife was 8 and I was 7. And my sister and my wife danced together. They were little girls. Our mothers became and remained friends. And several years later, a number of years later, Tish and I got married. And 27 years after that, here we are, Jim. Proud
7
parents
years
of
later and 3 wonderful
3
sons
wonderful
later.
sons. Exactly right. You never know
Recently won multiple
when you're going
awards
to meet
at
the love of your life.
annual Klondike Derby. Congratulations, George, New
That's a
Jersey.
great story, by the way.
Pack 43 with the
And
Cub
here
I met my current wife, Kathy,
Scouts
at
and Cub Scouts.
an American
an
Irish Club
Club.
meeting.
Exactly right. Here's the Cub Scouts, Pack 53 from Forge, New Jersey. That's where my kids went. Jim Leonardo is the Cub Master. Robin Hill, the committee chairwoman. John Milroy is the den leader. Keith Hinkle is another den leader, along with Tanya McCauley. And Mairead Getz. Uniform is official uniform worn by the Cub Scouts. They were the first place marching unit in the Woodbridge Township Christmas Parade in December of 2012, and fourth place we blows. And here we have the Melrose Pipe and Drum Corps from Melrose, New Jersey. Well, they're part of the Melrose is a section of Sayreville. Under the direction of Betty Kilcummins, she's been doing it for decades.
Melrose Blackhawks, don't they sound good? Next up, we have helmets for hard hats. Union groups. Operating engineers, local 825.
Helmets to hard hats up next.
456.
An organization which works with returning veterans to get them to work in the union areas, construction areas. They do a great job. We see the van from the International Union of Operating Engineers,
Get your exercise, huh?
along with some of their members.
Mike
That's a great-
McLaughlin is the president.
Local 825.
Joe
That's a big
Egan
unit
is
there.
also an assembly person, who I'm sure you know.
My colleague, exactly. Great
I'm-
group, this group.
Yep, and I'm sure that our member who's given us our little tidbits and Irish Man of the Year, Frank D'Arcy, has always been very active
He has been, indeed.
with the Brotherhood of Electrical Workers.
They have their training center in Dayton, New Jersey.
Here we see the operating engineers,
Next up, we have
local
IBEW,
825.
local number 456. Looks like
Is there a
around
dust
20
control
persons
vehicle?
working with them. The Irishman of the Year.
And they're followed by the IBEW, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers out of New Brunswick. That's Joe Egan's group. And marching with them is the Irish Man of the Year, Frank D'Arcy.
Yep,
That's his union.
he's proud of two things, I know him. Being a member of the American Irish Association of Woodbridge and being a member of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Craig.
He is indeed.
I know those things. You know those things about Frank D'Arcy and about A 2-hour
Absolutely.
conversation.
Let's talk about Frank a little bit. He was born in East Brunswick. He attended East Orange, where he went to grammar school. Went to the Newark College of Engineering and did labor studies at Rutgers. He's a worker, instructor, and trustees of the International Union of Operating Engineers for over 30 years, Jim. He was a foreman for 11 years. He served as the co-director for the Ocean and Monmouth Labor Council, president of the RC Electric Contractors for 15 years. He's also served 6 years in the United States Army Reserve, getting up to the rank of Specialist 5th Class. He was a medic at Fort Sam Houston, working with disabled veterans. And why don't you talk about the next group there?
Perth Amboy Fire Department, under the leadership of Chief David Walk.
Frank is, as you pointed out, Jim, very, very proud of his Irish heritage. His dad was raised in County Leitrim, and his mom was born in County Mayo. God help us, the program notes reflect. His parents immigrated to America in the late 1930s. His dad is still around.
Hey, Greg,
I saw him.
look who found his way into the parade.
Hey.
Hey, Sparky.
There we go. There's Sparky. His parents immigrated back in 1930s. His dad, who was at the dinner this year, is a strong Irish nationalist, and that's when he moved over here. His mom, one of the poorer counties, and they found their home where they married and had 6 kids here in the U.S. His parents raised the family in the Celtic tradition of dance and song and history. Frank and his 3 sisters became known as the Darcy Five, Irish step dancers. Did you know that? Frank went back to Ireland back in 1958 for the first time with his dad. He gave him a tour. He saw the political prisoners, the IRA monuments, and listened to the rebel songs. And that inspired Frank's keen interest in Irish and American history. He's incorporated his Celtic Corner. He's incorporated those things into his Celtic Corner in the American Irish newsletter. In order
Another
to share
one of
his
our sponsors, Craig. Ford's Jewelers is sponsoring Division 4.
Let's finish up about our friend Frank D'Arcy. He's a proud member of the Irish Nationalists and a political union activist. Followed his father's footsteps and became very active. Most proud of the American Irish Club of Woodbridge, in which he's the corresponding secretary, represents the type of community that the spirit of Irish roots helped develop. He's involved in all sorts of causes that the club undertakes. He's tooling around the town, Christmas in April, Disabled Vets Home in Menlo Park and Project Community. And we have
Central Jersey Police and Fire, Pipers and Drums, Craig. Take a listen.
There they are. We'd be remiss, though, if we didn't mention Frank's wife, Kathleen. She has 2 sons. And let's see, his son Frank and his wife Julie, Kevin and his wife Christine, and a daughter, Karen. They have 7 grandchildren: Caitlin, Miranda, Mary Frances, Aaron, Allison.
American Legion Post 87, Craig, was
Haley and
just
Thomas
passing in our view. You know, earlier, before you had got up here on the table with me, one of the first people to come along was our Grand Marshal, Ed Mullen. And I was trying to scan, but we have 4 full pages about Ed Mullen and his activities. I'd like to jump back when we have a chance on him a little bit, Craig. This is the Port Reading First Aid Squad.
Port Reading First Aid Squad.
Under the leadership of Captain Warren Kolandiski and Brian Small, who is their president.
Brian, a wonderfully active guy, member of the Board of Education, involved in lots and lots of good things. Now, president of the Woodbridge Baseball Parents Association.
You know, our Grand Marshal Ed Mullen, his father was chief of the Perth Amboy Police Department for years. Craig, I don't know if you know that.
I did
Very
not. I
active.
did because I went to the flag raising this morning where he talked about his grandfather.
Very active in the community, very active with the District 9 Fire Company over there in Island. He became interested in firefighting at a very young age.
There we see the Ford's Bearcats, Ford's Youth Association group. Sharon Fudge is the cheer director. They were the 2012 Pop Warner Regional Small Division second place champions, I should say. And in 2012, they were the Midget Blue Division champions in football. Bearcats is one of the charter members of the Central Jersey Pop Warner. They're the first Pop Warner club in Woodbridge Township, and they're celebrating their 53rd year of supporting youth sports.
These are Royal Dynasty pageant winners.
There we go.
There they are with
Melissa
their crowns.
Oaks, she was Miss Royalty Dynasty, the International Princess, and Faith Jackson, Miss Royalty International Miss Royal Dynasty International Little Princess.
Garden State Chevelles and all-American muscle cars.
Yeah, they are. They are indeed.
Approximate 10 cars, formed in 1983. Jack Burkett, club president. Bob Harold, club vice president. They do a monthly car show to benefit local charities on the last Thursday of the month beginning at the end of May. Greg. I know our mutual friend Jimmy Nolan has one of these beautiful cars himself.
Yeah,
it's a Camaro.
I think his is in this, he told me. We'll be here earlier. Let's talk for a minute about our honorees this year. What a terrific group of honorees. You're talking about Ed Mullen and his long-standing service to this community. We talked about Frank and Claire Malosha. Frank D'Arcy, of course, was the Man of the Year. Claire Malosha, the Irish Woman of the Year. And she is, Claire is everywhere. She is out and about. If there's something good going on in the town, she's there to make it even better. And she's very active. She's a terrific Irish woman. And we're fortunate to have her in this town, and a well-deserved honor for Claire Malosha.
Jumping back to Ed a little bit, he has served all of the Woodbridge Fire Services as a mutual aid coordinator for all the companies, Craig. For many years, he was chief coordinator during the 1996 Shell Oil, now Motiva tank fire in Seawarren, which saw the largest deployment of firefighting resources into Woodbridge in its history.
We see some of the fire equipment from Island.
Next up, another one of our fine high school bands, the Colonia High School Marching Patriots.
There we see the Marching Patriots from Colonia High School. Drum major Catalina Chesney, assistant drum major Sarah Salati. The Marching Patriots are the most visible group from the Colonia High School, bringing school pride and spirit to the community. They perform over 30 times a year, including all home and away football games, various competitions, parades, pep rallies, and even for the middle schools and elementary schools throughout Woodbridge Township. Jim. The band is honored to be able to travel each year, and the past destinations have included Boston, Washington, Cleveland, Canada, and Pennsylvania. This year, they're honored to be able to travel to Walt Disney World in Florida on Memorial Day to lead the parade down Main Street for the 4th time. Now, that is cool.
Yes, that's very cool.
Colonia High School,
all the
Marching
high
Patriots.
schools always look so smart, and they dress so smartly, Craig. And certainly Colonia is no exception.
Now, you know that trip to Florida had to cost a bundle, so that meant hours and hours and weeks and months of fundraising. By band parents and band members and everyone involved with the band, because
it's not cheap.
Huh?
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap, and certainly it's not in the school budget. So they have to go out and raise the money themselves.
Yep.
Marching Patriots, Colonia High School. Let's hear
So
it
if you
for
see them tagging, give them a buck.
Previously we had a fire truck pass out of our view. That was from District 11, Craig. That is another fire district over in Island.
Right.
The Orth Avenue Firehouse, it's called.
Marching Patriots from Colonia High School.
2012 champion school.
There we see.
Next up, we got
Champion Schools program for Brain Injured
Champion
Alliance.
School, absolutely.
Some young people doing some good things. You know, we hear a lot about young people when things go bad. We don't hear so much when they're doing good stuff. And so there's an example of that. Cub Scout Pack 31 from St. Anthony's Church. Bill Bagdy, the leader, sub-teen scout unit. And they've got their own float.
St. Anthony's in the Port Reading section of the town, Craig.
Exactly right. Scoutmaster is Willie Jones. How you doing?
Hey, guys.
Another great
How are
organization,
you?
Cub Scouts.
Boy Scouts of America, Troop 31. Scoutmaster Willie Jones, we salute you and all your assistants, again, for the great work that you do in our community and with the youth of our community.
This is a group I don't know we've had before, John, but this is, Jim. This
Greg,
is the,
don't worry about it.
I'm so used to doing stuff with the mayor, to tell you the God's honest truth. I think that's what it is. This is the Sterling.
Sterling.
I've only known you longer. Well, I've known you as long, at least. This is the Sterling Fire Department from Sterling, New Jersey, up in, I guess that's in Somerset County.
Come a long way from Long Hill Township.
Indeed. The deputy chief is Kevin Phillips. They'll be celebrating their 100th anniversary of service on June 15th, the week after the parade and picnic for the Avenel.
Yeah.
Fire coming in. Boy, a lot of equipment.
Sure have. New Jersey's first St. Patrick's Day parade, Craig, was when?
I'm going to guess 1930s.
Wow. You're close.
When?
1936. I'm amazed.
There we go. Oh, I think I
You
looked
do
over.
know your Irish history.
I got Frank D'Arcy to help me out.
Now, Woodbridge's first parade was in 1974. And guess who sponsored that? Gotta be us.
That had to be the American Irish of Woodbridge.
Colonia Cub Scout pack number 72.
The Sterling Fire Department.
Master Craig Miller, Weeblos leader, Grant Hopper, Bear leader, Philip Patuto, and James Foster. Sponsored by the Oak Ridge High School 21.
I don't know. I'm
PTO.
thinking that Woodbridge had to be 1973.
It
Craig.
must be 73 if this
If
is the
this
40th.
is the 40th. Had to be a typo.
That had to be a typo. Colonia Cub Scouts pack number 72. Greg Miller is the Cub Master.
Pack 72.
Grant Hopper, the Weeblos leader.
Now we have the
Philip
Old
Patuto,
Timers
the
Auto
Bear
Club,
leader, and James
founded in
Gloucester
1971.
is a Bear leader too.
Antique cars. Recognize the two behind.
Old Timers Auto Club. And these are all decked out with their nice emerald green shamrocks, Craig, and American flags, the tricolor,
There we go.
Wow.
which is, as we know, the national
National
flag of Ireland.
Of course. That's a nice looking car. I could see you in that car, Jim.
Timers Auto Club.
You know what? It'd actually be kind of fun to drive
it'd
around
be-
in those
I
ones.
think it
It'd
would be
a ball.
fun. On a nice, beautiful early summer day.
Yep.
Another one of our fine first aid squads, the Avenel Colonia First Aid Squad.
Here comes another. Now we see a few more of the Mustangs there.
Chief Operations Officers Robert Snowfield, John McHale's the president. They respond to emergency calls to help the residents of Avenel,
Now in
Colonia.
our view of the camera, Craig, the Avenel Colonia First Aid Squad, founded back in 1945. John McHale, President and CEO. Robert Snowfield, Chief Operations Officer and Vice President. Edward Morowski, Deputy Chief of Operations.
Yeah, and this is the group that, you know, if you've paid attention to what goes on in Woodbridge, it had some issues, and I'll tell you what, you cannot say enough good and nice things about John McHale and Bob Snowfield, Ed Morowski, John McHale stepped up. Rob Snowfield recognized that the organization wasn't headed in the right direction, and they led their reformation, and now this is a vibrant part of our emergency services community, and they do a fantastic job. And
And now it's definitely in the right direction.
Absolutely, it's going in a great way, and those guys deserve an awful lot of credit for that. And they've been the recipients of Best Ambulance Service in Central Jersey in the past, awarded by the Home News, and multiple awards from the American Irish Association.
Greg passing by now are the Red Knights, New Jersey, Chapter 11.
About that.
This is a firefighter motorcycle club.
That's right. There are the Blue Knights, which are the police, but the Red Knights, Chapter 11 firefighter motorcycle, comprised of paid and volunteer fires, founded back in 2003. Jim, and why don't we take a break? We'll be back with more of the 40th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. Stay with us, everybody.
Here with Frank Darcy, who is the Irish Man of the Year, and Claire Malosha, Irish Lady of the Year. Both long-term members of the American Irish Association in Woodbridge have been working on this parade for a long time. And again this year, it seems like the parade came together, the sun's shining, everybody's Irish during the St. Patrick's Day Parade. So we couldn't ask for anything better. Right, Claire, a couple words on today's parade?
Yes, it's just an honor to be a member alone of the American Irish Association, and a great honor to be chosen as Irish Woman of the Year, and I really appreciate it. And they're great friends and a great organization. Thank you.
Very good.
And we have a great day.
You do. You have a great day. And again, Claire and her husband Larry, very active in the community. Claire works in the school district, and every time you need something done, you just keep going back to the same people. You know, and same with Frank, the same thing. Coming from with his family, the American Irish, they've done a lot for the organization. Frank, a couple words, especially on being Irish Man of the Year.
Yes, I want to say that I'm really humbled and proud to be selected the Irishman of the Year. And I'm from very deep Irish roots. My dad's from County Leitrim, Irish nationalist. My mom from the County Mayo. Came out to this country for a better life, and they certainly did have a better life. Dad was very involved with labor unions. He was president of the Machinists Local for many years. I have to say about this Woodbridge American Irish Club, I love this club. They do so much for our community, and the community supports the clubs in many, many ways. And I'm a really good friend of labor. I have a couple of guys here that I'd like to introduce, or introduce yourself.
I'm Greg Lalevy from the Operating Engineers. We're very happy to be here and be part of it. It's a great day. We're looking forward to marching and bringing our members out here, supporting the town, supporting the community. And I'm with Jim Buchaney, our business agent in this area.
Glad to be here, lived here in Woodbridge for 35 years, grew up here, glad to march in this parade.
Just love having these guys come and march with us and just to support us. We need all the support we can get, and labor is really starting to come around and help us out. So thank you.
You're more than welcome. And the Irish obviously make up a lot of labor, not only in New Jersey, but across this great country of ours. So again, we're going to go back into you guys.
And there we see our next banner, Go Irish!
And Go Irish!
Appropriate theme for the day. Hey, let's go out to John Mitch now.
All right, we're here right now with Ken Egan, who is the president of the American Irish Association in Woodbridge, bringing us with his team for the 40th year, the annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. And Ken, we have a great day. You obviously have a great group behind you that supports you. It's just a wonderful tradition of celebrating the Irish history. Any comments on today's events?
Absolutely. We have a wonderful day. I can only thank this committee for doing all the hard work they do. It's really being in charge when everybody does the job for you. We're celebrating our American heritage. This is our crown jewel, and I'm proud to be here for the 40th parade. My wife Nancy here, who helps me all the time. Without her, I wouldn't be able to do this. And Nancy and I marched in the very first St. Patrick's Day Parade in 1974. We were the marching barons right here from Woodbridge Senior High School. Thank you, and all have a great day. Parade on.
Very good, Ken. And to you and to your whole team, thank you very much for bringing us to Woodbridge every year. Thank you. Good luck. Back to you guys.
And welcome back to the annual St. Patrick's Day Parade from Main Street. Jim Durick, Craig Coughlin, happy to be with you. And Jim, we're talking about some of the honorees.
Yeah, a little bit more about our Grand Marshal, Ed Mullen, Craig. His community service has brought him recognition. Resolution State Senate, General Assembly, recognized by the Knights of Columbus, where he received their Shields Award. He was a certified coach in youth sports here in the township, where he coached baseball, basketball teams over the years in Menlo Park Terrace Sports, Hope, and Perth Amboy.
Well, just quickly, Jim, let me throw in. This is the Rampart Lion Band. Bagpipes and drums. Drum Major Gerald Palladino Sinclair. Yes, they wear a Scottish military uniform. They're undefeated Grade 5 competition band in 2012. Sorry, Jim. And behind them, the Knights of Columbus from Middlesex Council, 857. Reverend John Griffin Assembly. Right here in Woodbridge, connected to St. James Church. John Mateus is the Grand Knight. Deputy Grand Knight Edward Easmont. Chancellor Robert Paul.
Second year now for Hollis Pirates from Point Pleasant. First group was actually formed from 400 years ago. Group was started in 2004. They represent
They were the first place senior marching unit back in 1986 and 1990, Jim.
I did not know that.
There's Valhalla's Pirates.
Valhalla's Pirates.
That's a pirate
From
crew,
Point
you know.
Pleasant.
From Point Pleasant.
That's quite a.
It's a pirate
trip.
reenactor and entertainment.
Director Charles Woodar, he's the captain.
They won the Boston Bay Award in 2000 from 2009 to 2012, and in the Chesapeake competition, which isn't.
I think that was best on the Bay, Craig.
Yeah, best on the Bay. I'm sorry, because the Chesapeake Bay isn't anywhere near Boston.
Yeah.
It's an organization dedicated to bringing the history, romance, and excitement
of the golden age of piracy.
And here we are, a little sword fighting.
Who's the character that Johnny Depp played in that movie, Pirates of the Caribbean?
I guess.
That's what he's reminded me of. I can't think of the name. This is going to score points with the judges talking to people on the review and stand. Sorry, guys. We do have rules. Kind of a cool looking group, though.
It is.
Fun
They got some
novelty
great
group.
costumes, great outfits. Bang. There we go.
I hope they don't shoot that cannon.
Next up, behind them, our friends from Ford's, my section of the town, Chief Dan Greason and President Howie Bauer. There's Dan. We were there. I was at the dinner last night for outgoing Chief Todd Pinter.
Got a leprechaun with that group, Craig?
Yep, they celebrated their 100th anniversary a couple of years ago. They were founded in 1911. Terrific organization, great guys. Howie Bauer giving us the big wave.
Nice
as
turnout.
always does. George Baru from the township. Of course, our Public Works Director, Dennis Henry, is one of the members here, as well as his son. They also have a vibrant and active youth group of explorers.
I'm sure you know at least 3/4 of that group, Craig.
I do.
I know you're from there originally, and you were councilman for a number of years.
No, I'm not in Fords. South Amboy.
Oh.
But I know these guys because, A, they live in the community. You know, these are guys who live and work in the community. They're there when they need them. They're always there to help. I was president of the Fords Little League. Anytime we needed their facility, they opened it up to us. And when the wires got knocked down in a storm a few years ago, there were guys outside of my house overnight.
I know you've been very active in Fords, Craig. For some reason, I was thinking South Amboy.
That's okay. Hey, let's talk about our Irish Woman of the Year for a minute, Claire Malosha, because I started to talk to her about it a little bit, and some things happened. Claire was originally from Jersey City, where she attended grammar school, and then went on to the Academy of the Sacred Heart in Hoboken. She joined the working class right out of high school as a secretary for Marine Transport Lines in New York City. That's where she met Bernie Kern, and in 1955 was married. She met him in 55 and got married in 57. They raised 4 children, Brian, Colleen, Kevin, and Susan, and then they moved to the Port Reading section of Woodbridge. Barney passed away in 1982 before his time at the age of 48. His father was born and raised in County Calvin. And in 1989, Claire had the opportunity and the pleasure to visit Barney's family in Ireland. Claire met Larry Malosha, the man she's married to today, and he's a great guy too, former Board of Ed member who worked with Barney, and they were married in 1988. She gained 3 great stepchildren, Frank, Larry Jr., and Roseanne Malosha. She's proud to have 11 grandchildren, Jim.
Oh, my
Amy,
goodness.
Wendell.
That's keeping the Irish tradition
Karen
alive.
Virginie and Michael Barcelona, Jennifer, James, Sean, and Maura Current, and Beth, Jennifer, LJ, and Frank Malosha, and is especially proud to be the great-grandmother of Mackenzie Wendell and Zachary Curran. That's pretty cool. That
have
is
the,
cool. Imagine having a great-grandmother as
Lawn,
active and alive as, as active as Claire Malosha. Here we see Hope Lawn.
Hope Lawn, District 8.
Bob Gillespie.
Tammy Charles is the state director. You're an all-natural pageant whose focus is to find girls who are good students and active in their church and community. Miss New Jersey.
And let's see who this is. This is the Mac Pageants. I don't know if that's McCormick's. I don't know.
Miss American Co-Ed.
Miss American Co-Ed
pageant.
There we go.
Woodbridge, New Jersey.
Let me give you a little bit more about Claire because she deserves some mention here. She served as the president of the Woodbridge High School Band Parents Association, charter member, past president of Don Bosco Columbiettes in Port Reading, and she's currently serving as the recording secretary. Claire is immediate past president of the Woodbridge American Irish and now serves on the board of directors. And, of course, she's active in St. Anthony's Church. Over the years, she's kept busy running affairs, luncheons, fashion shows, all sorts of things for the church, and she's makes a real difference there. She's the queen of her Port Reading Red Hatters Association. There's a fun group, Jim. And she somehow finds time to attend Irish weekends in Wildwood.
Well, this is some interesting looking stretch, Craig.
It
I don't think
certainly
I've
is.
ever seen one quite like that.
Nor have
It
I.
certainly has the appropriate color for today's parade, that's for sure.
Exactly right. Let's see. This is Miss
New Jersey.
Miss New Jersey.
Hey,
there we
Miss
go.
New Jersey.
Miss New Jersey, congratulations. And welcome to Woodbridge.
Now we have the Rainforest Cafe, the Menlo Park Mall. Kids will love it.
We just finish up with Claire. She and Larry, they get dressed up at all sorts of things. She's portrayed Queen Isabella, along with Larry to his Christopher Columbus at the Italian flag raising, Mrs. Claus, and her date for school children.
We've got the Green Forest Cafe float passing into view, Craig.
There we go. That's a fun place to go if you got little ones.
Oh, yeah.
In Menlo Park, right there in Menlo Park.
Mall over there in Edison.
Claire
Now we have some guys on stilts. Craig, I'll never understand how they can do that.
I
really can't.
I don't know how to get up
the
on them.
sense of balance is incredible.
And how do they get up on them? It's amazing, isn't it?
Next, another one of our high school bands in town, the JFK High School Marching Mustang.
Finishing up, Claire is employed now by the Woodbridge Board of Education at Ford's Middle, and she wishes to thank the parade committee for the great honor of being chosen as the Irish Woman of the Year. She asks us to pass that along.
This is the third of our high school marching bands, Craig. JFK Marching Mustangs.
In 2012, they performed at the Cherry Blossom Parade in Washington, D.C. Let's listen.
Last
They
year,
performed. Go ahead.
No, you got it,
Craig.
Good.
They performed in the 2012 Centennial Cherry Blossom Parade in Washington, D.C. This past fall, they performed in 5 competitions, achieving a high score of 83.65, Craig.
Drum major is Daniel Javier, Nicholas Green, the guard captain, Holly Schwing, I guess. Drum captains, EJ by Justin Lay. Director is Josh Cabrera, and the guard instructor is Sharon Kugel, I guess.
Well, do they have the perfect color uniforms for
Yeah,
today?
they do. This is their holiday. They got this one nailed. And behind them? Oh, well, wait a minute. Let them get in view. Mother Seton Regional High School over there in Clark. This is the Ambassador team. About 25 strong.
Miss Joan Barron is the assistant principal.
Lots number of students
Yvonne
from
Tempo,
Woodbridge.
French teacher, drill team moderator, and Mrs. Donna O'Boyle, athletic director and cheerleading moderator.
Organization, Woodbridge Township Domestic Violence Response Team.
They pride themselves on 100% college acceptance, Jim. The class of 2012 garnered over $1 million in
Craig,
academic
we've got
scholarships.
Woodbridge Township Domestic Violence Response Team, and we know what a terrific job
Well,
they
what
do.
noble work they do. They really
Very
do.
noble work. A victim of domestic violence can contact them. They coordinate with support. They work with our police department, you know, and what volunteer organization available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week
Absolutely.
to help victims, Craig.
Right, they get called out in the middle of the night.
Yep.
And it's cold, and it's people that are scared and often beaten, terrified. They go into hard situations whenever that phone rings, and they go. They're there. There you see the Carteret Volunteer Fire Department.
Carteret being one of our neighboring towns.
Absolutely, and their emergency services response unit, their first aid group. Joe Elliott is the chief, and we thank them for participating and for being part of this 40th annual holiday parade.
St. Patty's Day Parade.
St. Patty's Day Parade. What did I say? Holiday parade? Well, it's a holiday. It is a holiday. But it's the St. Patrick's Day Parade, of course. The Irish, Jim, have been decorated with more U.S. medals of honor than any country in the world. Did you know that?
Wow.
Irish citizens, that's right. And
That's quite a statistic.
Pardon? It is. It's really an amazing. And the U.S. Medal of Honor. You know, we had a U.S. Medal of Honor award winner right here in Woodbridge. We do.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's an enormous honor. And during the Civil War, the Irish Brigade was among the most celebrated units of the war. So, Irish.
We have this
taking
group
up
is
the
a new
challenge.
Group just passed out of you, Peak Environmental Inc.
2010 Shelby GT 500.
There's
Now
a
we have
2010 Shelby GT 500.
Now we have the International Martial Arts Academy from Woodbridge, New Jersey. Started around 10 years ago. Master L. Sheik. The uniform can include up to 11 belts.
What was Queen Victoria thinking when, on a tour of Trinity College in Dublin, was shown the Book of Kells? She asked for a pen, thinking she should sign it, Craig.
Yeah, I guess, some people. Here we see the International Martial Arts. The master is Mohammed El Sheikh. Master El Sheikh has recently earned his 5th degree, black belt, so I don't want to mess with him. Hey, there's the James P. Durick Esquire
I was going to
banner.
interrupt you, Craig. I didn't want that to float by.
I couldn't
without
miss
you
that.
saying-
My colleague and a
Somebody
sponsor.
near and dear to my heart.
That's it. We get the plug-in for Durick.
Heavenly Body Works has been family owned and operated since 2003.
This is Heavenly Body Works.
Wow, they've got another. That's quite a float they put together there, Chris.
Certainly is. Look at all those young faces.
For our viewers, Craig, when they have an occasional pause here from us, is that what they don't often know is that you and I get the line of march before the parade.
Right.
Sometimes groups come late. Sometimes, they don't come at all, and there's changes. Getting the information to us, so we work with a terrific radio crew here.
Absolutely.
But in trying to make comment on the parade and get those changes, we don't always succeed. But we do our best, folks.
We do indeed. That's what a bit of Blarney helps.
Perth Amboy. Another new addition to our parade.
So there they are, Heavenly Body Works.
All job sites. No job is too big or too small.
Oh, that's the Ross Street School 11, folks. And the float is sponsored by Heavenly Body Works. So there we are, those cute little faces
Ross
from
Street.
School 11.
Yep.
See why. Nice truck.
And here's
right up over here, Craig,
Yep.
not far off
right
Main
on the
Street.
corner, yep. Not far from here at all. And here's our friends from Need Concrete. Well, let's see. Quality Concrete Services. Thanks for being part of the
Delhi Fire Department.
That's a nice looking
St.
truck, and
Patrick's Day
again,
parade.
appropriately colored, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. This is their holiday.
Hey, Delhi. First year. I don't remember you guys.
Must be their first year in it. Heard Tommy giving them a shout out.
Looking good.
And here's the Delphi
Now,
Fire
unless I
Department.
missed my guess, this must be Tony's Ponies. Available for parties.
Quality concrete from Perth Amboy. It's a concrete supplier.
Tony's Ponies.
Their owner,
And
Tom
we got
Roman.
some ponies here, Craig.
Yeah, Tony's Ponies.
Tony's
Available
ponies.
for all occasions.
And there they are. Always popular for birthday parties and such.
Well, and what we're seeing here now certainly looks to me like the towing vehicle for
Yeah,
the
for the
ponies.
Tony's
Craig.
Ponies.
Here's Tony's Ponies.
Here we go, for all occasions. See if we can tell that where they're from. Yep. Can't tell you what town they're from. And there we see
And here's Burlew Fine Mechanical, Craig.
the Merlot Mechanical, plumbing, heating, and cooling. Service in hours,
Today's parade
not
was
days.
judged by the National Parade Judging Association. There's parade judges around. They'll be handing out awards.
Thanks for being the part of the parade. We'll take a break. Come back. You won't want to miss the conclusion.
Okay, we're here right now with some of our Board of Education members. I'm going to start from my right, which is Jonathan Treebrowser. We have Judy Leidner. We have Dan Harris. We have John Golden. And we have Mr. Molnar. I'm going to say that because we're so used to referring to him over at Town Hall. But I'm going to now work this way because I want to say that Brian Molnar is the Deputy Director of Recreation for the Township of Woodbridge. Normally, he puts together the Christmas parade, so today he's actually able to enjoy the St. Patrick's Day. But gentlemen, just from the Board of Ed, any comments today? First of all, thank you for letting us use your property. I guess for about the 40th year that we're here, always starts off from the high school. We appreciate that. Any comments on the board?
No, it's a beautiful day. The parade committee did a fantastic job putting this parade together. I just want to wish everybody happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you, Mr. Golden.
Same sentiment. We want to wish everyone a happy and healthy St. Patrick's Day, and I hope everyone enjoys the parade.
Well, our students, our three marching bands, and then our high school football teams that are carrying the American and the Irish flags. You know, it's nice of them to come out and give up their Sunday for us. So we're very appreciative, and happy St. Patrick's Day.
Absolutely, Mrs. Leidner.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Congratulations to our parade committee for another successful parade, and lucky the Irish, and we have beautiful weather.
Also, a happy and healthy St. Patrick's Day to all.
Very good. Thank you, and for everything you guys do for our community. And back to you guys.
And here we have Pipe and Drum Corps.
And this is what I would say about number 6 of our
Here we go.
pipe and drums.
That's right, let's see.
Group,
This is
Craig.
from the Somerset County Police
One
Pipe
of our
and Drum
neighboring
Corps. There we
counties.
go. And
Let's go to John Mitch. He's got another interview.
Okay, right now I'm here with Councilman Kyle Anderson, Councilman James Major, Councilwoman Michelle Sharmello, Councilman Jim Carroll, who used to be a Grand Marshal, or was a Grand Marshal in the past. He's still the Grand Marshal. And Mayor John McCormick, also a past Grand Marshal. Obviously, guys, and Michelle, we're here today, another beautiful day. At least 2 years in a row, the sun is really shining here on Woodbridge. It's a great day to be Irish. It's a great day to be a member of the American Irish Association here in Woodbridge, bringing this parade for the 40th year. And Mayor, specifically, who grew up in Menlo Park Terrace, noticed that the president of the American Irish this year hails from Menlo Park Terrace. The Grand Marshal hails from Menlo Park Terrace. So I think also, in addition to the emergency services volunteers being recognized this year and the career guys as well, Menlo Park Terrace gets a lot of kudos today.
It's a great day to be an Irish and to be from Menlo Park Terrace. Eddie's a great choice for Grand Marshal. It is emergency services oriented, this parade. He represents, as he said this morning, it's not just about himself. He represents all the men and women in first aid squads, fire companies, and police departments, CERT team all over town. He's a very proud man today.
Absolutely, and we recognized them earlier, and we talked about all the things that the emergency services have done over the past couple of years, but more particularly the storms that have hit us. We've had, last year was very upsetting with the loss of Bruce Turcott, and of course the parade was also recognized him last year. Jim, any comments also as a past Grand Marshal?
Well, it's a great day, as you mentioned, not only for the Irish, but for Woodbridge Township. The people come out. It's a good way to shake off the winter blues, and everybody's out and has a good time, and the weather, as the mayor said, is going to be beautiful today, and I look forward to seeing everybody along the parade route. And it's only been 10 years since I was Grand Marshal. I can't believe it. So that's why I still say I'm Grand Marshal. Anyway, John, I just want to wish everybody a great St. Patrick's Day.
And we know that every day is St. Patrick's Day for you. Michelle never fails us because she always comes with her green attire. Michelle?
Yes, and this year I actually have the skirt is from Scotland, but it was given to me.
Why did you say Ireland?
It was because it was given to me by someone whose ancestry started in Scotland and then came over to Ireland, and she gave it to me last year after the parade, and so I'm wearing it in her honor today, and wearing it in honor of all the great Irish people, not only in Woodbridge but throughout the country. It's a beautiful day, and wonderful day to celebrate not only the Irish but also the emergency services. And I'm told today and next week I can change my last name to O'Sharmello. So that's just the great thing about the Irish. They welcome everyone. So
Jimmy Carroll's going to weigh in on it. Councilman Major, in fact, they told me that this morning you were spotted in Wegmans already dressed for the parade.
That's correct. I was in Wegmans early doing a few errands, and I was dressed in my green, and I'm proud to do that, and proud to honor all the Irish heritage. Certainly it's a great day. My congratulations go out to Ed Mullen and all the honorees. But we have beautiful weather. Everybody get out and enjoy themselves.
Absolutely. Thank you. Councilman Anderson.
Hi, thank you. I want to wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day. We obviously had the luck of the Irish today with all of the absence of the snow. It melted down just in time. It's a great day to be from Woodbridge, a great day to be an American. I'd like to wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day, and also good wishes and best recovery to our Councilwoman, Brenda Velasco.
Thank you, Councilman. And back to you.
To parade marshals. I got a list here. We do not want to
thanks
out
to
on
them,
the parade
boy.
marshals.
They do lots of great work.
They really do to put this parade on. They, I don't have a list of names, but thanks everybody. Special thank you to Woodbridge CERT, Lynn Tumblety, Richard Doc Lane, Larry Kramer, Charlotte Toki. Special thanks to Yings in Garden.
And there we see the CERT team involved in all kinds of good stuff, John and Jim, and they
they certainly do.
They're always there. They work hard. They're our communications link.
That's right. And believe me, they work hard, Craig.
They do. They really do. And
we appreciate it. We can't always get the information in time because when the parade moves, it moves.
But it's just not just the parade. Lowell Albee and those guys. The mayor talks about during Superstorm Sandy. He made one call to Lowell, and the next everything was organized and taken care of.
And a special thanks to Channel 35 and the crew, Emil Pandolfi, Clint Higgins, Joe Fernandez, Crystal Bonus. Our technical director is Gina Forbes, and our director is Lee Beckerman. Splendid job, guys.
Always, as always. What a great crew. What a terrific production we have. We're very fortunate to have such talented people.
After years and years, it's such a great group to work with, Greg.
Absolutely
And
is.
as you know from the sporting events and that you do with the mayor and
exactly. There we see the Special Operations Command vehicle from the township. John, take it away with another interview.
Okay, thank you. Now we're here with Kayla Meehan, who is Miss American Irish this year. Last year, you were Lady in Waiting. And Jessica Jacko, who is the lady in waiting, who next year will be Miss American Irish. Want to welcome you girls today, congratulate you on the honor. And I know last year, let me just start with Kayla first. Last year you were here as you were getting ready to leave to Kutztown University. Everything going well with you?
Yep, very good.
Very good. We're very happy to have you back here, representing obviously your family, the great Meehan family from Colonia. We appreciate all your family does, and we appreciate you actually being here today and participating in the parade. And to Jessica, if I can, I want to also throw in your mom's maiden name for a minute, which is Aston, because the Aston family goes back probably all 40 years since this parade has been going off. When I was even a young boy, your grandparents, your grandmother, known them for many, many years. In fact, the morning of every parade, we started off at your grandparents' home for breakfast. That was the tradition. So right now, I just want to jump to today. It's a great day for Woodbridge, great day for you good ladies to be recognized. And you're going to be heading off to college in September, going to Scranton. So both of you ladies are going to be going to college in Pennsylvania at the same time, representing Woodbridge very well, right? Jessica, any comments for today's parade?
I'm excited to be here. It's going to be a great day.
Okay, and you're going to represent both the Jacko and the Aston families very well, I'm sure, as you will Kayla, the Meehan family. So thank you, ladies. Congratulations again on the honor, and good luck marching.
Thank you so much.
Back to you guys.
As the last few units stroll down the street, and that's going to put a wrap on the 40th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade, Jim.
Yep.
Your final thoughts?
Craig, and again, it's been a pleasure working with you and with Channel 35. This is still a few days away to St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
Hope you all enjoy it. You're going to have an opportunity to see it a number of times on Channel 35. And a happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you. Good health. Have a good year.
And Jim, this has been a terrific day for the Irish, a terrific day for Woodbridge Township. You could tell there was a whole lot of pent-up demand to get out. The streets were filled. The community came out in force, and it was just a great event. Parade Chairman Ken Gardner giving us a wave and a thumbs up. He's got to be a relieved man right now.
And our Grand Marshal.
And there's our Grand Marshal, Ed Mullen.
Ed Mullen.
Stopping by to say hello. And congratulations to the American Irish for once again putting on a tremendous parade. And that will do it for the 40th annual. For my colleague Jim Dorick, this is Craig Coughlin saying happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. We'll see you next year.